We're going to start with these stairs. There's actually 78 stairs. There were 34 coming down and then 44 coming up. And normally it's not so bad, but when you're carrying heavy luggage, let's just say that Eva is a sweetheart and she helped us with this last flight with our luggage. As we come into the apartment, you're greeted with this bright, cheerful. And this is where we would normally come in and hang our jackets. This seems kind of flimsy, but it did the job. So we would hang our jackets and backpack there, put our shoes. Nice little table. It was a nice entryway. And here you have the office. We have our luggage there now, but we basically just kept our backpacks in here. But if someone was needing to do some work, it's a nice little quiet space, separate from the rest of the apartment. Next, as we come down the hallway, we have a guest bedroom here. This was not part of our rental. Looks like she had used it. She had some clean laundry there I folded, but it looks like storage. There's also a bathroom here. Again, this was not included, but it's a regular toilet and everything. And then we come across to our room, which has, I don't think you can tell, but it has a really nice view out there. Yep, beautiful morning sunrise. So the bed was kind of soft and lumpy, but you know, sleep is sleep. It was nice having a TV. It used the same remote as the living room, but it worked. And then you have a little cabinet here with just some shelving. We didn't really use this because it just seemed kind of rickety, so didn't really use that. We just kept everything in our suitcase. There is a little hallway here little cabinet here in the hallway that has some hangers, so if you do need to hang your stuff. And then we come into the bathroom, tallest toilet I've ever had. We did have problems flushing it quite a bit, and then John discovered that the actual panel didn't line up. So as soon as we just took off the cover, it just pressed the button and it worked fine. The shower is a handheld, and actually the shower, I mean, it's a small shower head, but it was good. It had lots of hot water, nice pressure, so showers weren't too bad. And then we have the sink. She did not provide any soap, so I had some in my bag that I was able to use, which was nice. And she gave us a couple remnants of toilet paper, which we appreciated. So that's the bathroom. Here's the kitchen. And in here, she was really helpful in that salt, sugar, some, of course, the pastas. But one thing John appreciated was that she had some pepper, some cayenne pepper, but all kinds of seasonings. And then down here, we've got some oils, some coffee and tea, a big pot. Stove was easy to use, nice gas stove. And well, I don't think we ever used the oven. I don't even know what's down here. Oh, supplies. And then it was nice having a toaster. We used that almost every day. It was nice. And then in here we just used this for storage for some of our food stuff. Appreciated the kettle. I did a pour over, but they do have up here, they do have a mini French press and a little mocha pot. We like doing our pour over. Had a microwave with a Nescafe, which we used a little bit when we first got here. It was nice having the pods provided. The sink was so weird. Look at this. 2 separate sinks. I don't know. It's one wash, one rinse. We basically just used one side, but it was just kind of odd. Under here, some cleaning supplies, and then they did have a filtered water, which was really nice to not have to lug up water. They had plenty of utensils. Unfortunately, they had all these like serrated knives, but they only had this kick knife. They didn't have like a regular knife, so I don't know what the deal was with that. So we ended up using the serrated knives, but one of the things too, though, they did have for your wine, it was kind of nice, but they had graters, which I appreciated, and they had enough other utensils, which was good. We never really got into here. I guess there's some popcorn and other seasoning stuff. Plenty of pots and pans. We used them all. They all seemed in decent shape anyway. They did have a dishwasher, which we used to dry dishes as it. Look at this cutting board. This was so cool. I went ahead and scrubbed it and sanitized it and oiled it when we first got here. Nice little cutting board. Of course, a full full refrigerator and a freezer. Again, the freezer was not, no freezer burn, which were, you know, you could actually get in the freezer, which was nice. Plenty of dishes. And how cute are these? We just love these. We use these a lot. So they had dishes, plenty of them, glasses, a couple coffee mugs, wine glasses. It was nice. It was good. Nice selection. And then in here, more pots and pans, ice cube trays, colanders. We use this grater a lot too. I like that holder. Very cool. Then we've got here cleaning supplies, clothespins, and then the dishwasher. The clothes washer. And there's dirty stuff in there. So it's like, are we not supposed to use that? Whatever. I have a clothesline out here. And another table here and here, which was kind of different. Here's the couch. We kind of moved things around so it worked for us. But right now it's back to how it was originally. There's a TV and a couch there, and then another dining room table. But the reason we came here was for the view. They have these big windows. It's hard to see this morning with the sun shining in, but it has a beautiful view. And as you're walking around, having all the windows, it was just a really nice feel, open feel when you're walking around to have all the windows and the ocean. It was just really peaceful. So there we go. That's the apartment.